Oh yeah, it is definitely a manic Monday, for sure. Raining, cold, dreary day Monday in Dallas, and so got to get on a plane, fly out here in a little bit. Thought I'd make a quick video. Did some more work on this fender gap, and as you can see, it looks a ton better. It's still not like perfect. It's got a little bit of issue to it, but did a little grinding and fitting and so forth, and it definitely is looking better. And the work we did down on the lower section, removing all that Bondo, and I actually had to cut the inner structure back there and relieve it even more to get that to come out and fit the same contour as the rocker down there. So gap's still a little bit too close, but it's consistent, so we just need to move it forward a little bit. But wanted to just mention Gareth had a great point, and I think Greg Porter also kind of backed him up as well. Is where I have the jack stands. You can see I've got them back behind the front wheels, and even adjusting this fender, I had the same issue where the gap was real tight at the bottom and open at the top. You can even see in this one it's a little bit still that way. I don't have this adjusted exactly perfectly, but one of the things I was doing is starting back here at this part of the fender, lifting up and then tightening that bolt down, and that helped pull the gap together. But the problem with that is it causes this part of the fender to sink down here because you're pulling up so hard on the front, and it creates a kind of a low funky spot right there. So anyway, thought I would try to move those jack stands forward and see if that makes a difference before I have to fly out here. And so we'll do that real quick and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, definitely made a difference. Now, that's a little bit of an exaggeration because I now have them out in front. I'm going to put the tires, wheels on the car and set it on some ramps so I can keep it up in the air, but also simulate it being on the ground. So hopefully this part isn't upside down, and you can see the gap definitely closed up at the top. Let's see what it looks like on the other side. Oh yeah, definitely. Whoa. All right, well, that's a great tip and should have thought of it. Makes a lot of sense. So we'll come back and later on and show you what it looks like. Thanks, guys. touch jack there. Alright, well the back's sitting up too high, but anyway, got it leveled down there now, and that should help us get it adjusted correctly. So, well, this will be it for this week. I'm going to leave it just like this, and I'm going to go ahead and level the back, and then we'll come back. When I get back from Boston, that'll give you something to look forward to. Know I've got a good plan to get these adjusted, and we'll show you some more later this week. All right, guys, have a good one. Oh, one last quick thing. I think some of you guys know I use this Evercoat Quantum 1. One of the nice things about this filler, yeah, it's expensive. It's Evercoat's top of the line brand, but they give you, it takes a lot of hardener catalyst, I guess as they call it, and it's not the same catalyst that all the other body fillers use. And a gallon of it requires 4 tubes of this. This half gallon came with two tubes to be used, so it takes a lot more hardener. And this is, they have a one for high temp and one for low temp. So the high temp doesn't kick near as fast, and this stuff gives you a ton of working time. Yeah, it's more expensive. There's probably just as good of fillers out there in terms of the way it spreads and the way it sands and all, but for a newbie like me and an amateur, getting that extra window of time to get it spread out right is really helpful. The bad part about it is, where most fillers will take 10-15 minutes to kick and get hard, to the point where you can sand them. This stuff takes an hour or two, so you got to kind of wait on it. But the nice thing is, it easily doubles the amount of working time you have with it. It may even triple it, so it's helpful for somebody like me. Anyway, I'm about out of that. Got to get another one of those, so I'm going to hook up with Andrea and see if she can get this for me and get it ordered this week while I'm gone, so I'll have some this weekend. And it really sands nice. It really does. It doesn't leave many pinholes. Some people use it actually as a putty, even though it's a little bit on the thicker side. I just thought I'd mention that to any newbies out there watching this that need some extra time with their Bondo spreading. All right, guys, got it sitting level now, and man, that made all the difference in the world. Just a couple of tweaks on this fender didn't even really do much. I was going to wait on it, but the gap looks really good. It fits in pretty good down at the bottom. Needs to probably go forward just a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch. The gap's just slightly too tight, but at least it's consistent, and I didn't have to manipulate it to get it there. It pretty much fit there on its own without doing a lot of extra beating, banging, and pushing and twisting the fender. Pretty much is just sitting on there. So anyway, thanks again. Really appreciate YouTube. That probably saved me a ton of work, because I would have been making all kinds of adjustments and tweaking, and no telling what I would have cut and ground on to get that to fit when it really wasn't necessary. So big thanks to all the YouTube guys, particularly Greg and Gareth, and I'm sure most of the rest of you looked at that and was thinking the same thing, or now that I've actually done it, go, yeah, that makes sense. But don't do a lot of body work. And also the other thing is the cowl assembly is just sitting in there, so that has an impact on the structural integrity of the car as well. You can see this gap over here is not as good yet. I haven't loosened it back up and refit it, so as soon as I do that, that'll come in line as well. So anyway, thanks again, guys. Take care.